Next week, there's a key deadline for your Canada and Mexico tariffs. Do you expect those will go back on, or do you believe those countries have done enough on the border to stop those from taking effect? And for President Macron, I'm wondering if you believe that this critical minerals deal with Ukraine represents a de facto security guarantee by the United States, since the U.S. would have an interest in protecting those reserves in Ukraine. Thank you.
We're on time with the tariffs, and it seems like that's moving along very rapidly. We've been mistreated very badly by many countries, not just Canada and Mexico. We've been taken advantage of. We were led by, in some cases, fools, because anybody that would sign documents like they signed, where they were able to take advantage of the American people, like has happened over the last long period of time, except for a little 4-year period that took place 4 years ago. But anybody that would agree to allow this to happen to our country should be ashamed of themselves. No, the tariffs are going forward on time, on schedule. This is an abuse that took place for many, many years. And I'm not even blaming the other countries that did this. I blame our leadership for allowing it to happen. I mean, you know, who can blame them if they made these great deals with the United States, took advantage of the United States on manufacturing, on just about everything, every aspect that you could imagine they took advantage of. I look at some of these agreements, I'd read them at night, and I'd say, who would ever sign a thing like this? So the tariffs will go forward, yes, and we're going to make up a lot of territory. All we want is reciprocal. We want reciprocity. We want to have the same. So if somebody charges us, we charge them. It's very simple, but it'll be very good for our country. Our country will be extremely liquid and rich again. Plus, we're doing other things, as you know. We're finding tremendous waste, fraud, and abuse at levels that nobody thought possible. You're seeing what's going on. And that was also part of the Harvard poll. Do you agree with what President...
Hey everyone, welcome back to Conservative Chronicle. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button below so you never miss out on the latest news and insights. Today, we're diving into President Donald Trump's tariffs and their impact on the U.S. economy. What's really going on behind these tariffs, and how will it affect trade with countries like Canada and Mexico? Stick around because we've got the full breakdown coming right up. First things first, let's talk about what tariffs actually are. Essentially, tariffs are taxes placed on imported goods, and President Trump has been vocal about implementing these to combat what he sees as unfair trade practices. Trump has focused on Canada and Mexico, calling out trade deals that he believes have hurt the U.S. economy. The idea is simple. If another country imposes a tariff on U.S. goods, the U.S. will do the same in retaliation. But why target Canada and Mexico? Trump argues that past trade agreements gave these countries an advantage over American businesses, especially in manufacturing. These countries, according to Trump, have taken advantage of the U.S. for too long. Now, let's dive into the effects of these tariffs. Will tariffs help or hurt the U.S. economy in the long run? While Trump believes these tariffs will boost American production and bring jobs back, critics say they could lead to higher prices for consumers and hurt businesses relying on imports. It's a classic debate: protect American jobs versus protecting consumer prices. But what's clear is that the tariffs have already sparked a shift in how businesses and countries approach trade deals. So how will it all play out in the end? Let's keep watching. It's not just the U.S. that's impacted by these tariffs. Countries around the world have reacted, with some even implementing their own retaliatory tariffs. Canada and Mexico, for example, have already responded to the U.S. tariffs, impacting various sectors like agriculture, automotive, and more. The global response has been mixed. Some countries are pushing back.
President Trump is doing with Elon and others that are looking for the waste, fraud, and abuse. And the numbers were staggering. It was like 70% to 2%. Everybody wants to find out. They don't like it. And, you know, the radical left or whoever it may be starts screaming about the Constitution. But it has nothing to do with the Constitution. It has to do with fairness to this country. It has to do with being ripped off. And when you read the things that all of these billions, and I mean many billions, hundreds of billions of dollars have been spent on, that's all you have to do is stand up here and read them. I could stand up all day and read the kind of things where we're spending all of this money. The good news is that when you think of how rich a nation we can be when we get rid of this, you know, sometimes you'll buy a company and you'll see it was really well run. They accounted for every penny. Well, not much you can do there. You got yourself a bad deal. This one is the exact opposite. Tremendous fraud, tremendous waste. And when you think of what it is, Elon uses an expression, caring. If we had people that cared, just cared a little bit when they did contracts, when they negotiated with outside vendors on behalf of the United States. That's what I'm doing now. I'm negotiating for the people of the United States. So we're doing a great job of it. I will say we found it'll be hundreds of billions of dollars of waste and fraud and abuse. Thank you. Please.
Look, I think this
While others are negotiating with the U.S. to strike new trade deals. But one thing's for sure, the world is watching closely to see how these tariffs evolve. So, what's next for U.S. trade policy under President Trump? Well, the tariff story is far from over. With key deadlines approaching for Canada and Mexico, President Trump has made it clear that the tariffs will go forward unless these countries meet his demands. The big question now is, will Canada and Mexico strike new deals to avoid the tariffs, or will the trade war escalate further? So what do you think? Will these tariffs benefit the U.S. economy, or are they just a short-term fix? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing your opinions, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We've got more updates and breakdowns on important topics coming your way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.